let's first off tackle the billion-dollar brand question. I mean, this company is in bankruptcy. It's been struggling for a while, even under Charney's leadership. So why do you think it's a billion-dollar brand?
I mean, I think if you look at really any retailer who's suffering right now and perhaps in bankruptcy, few, if any, have the brand value and cultural relevance that American Apparel does. So we see this as a deep value play, perhaps the billion-dollar play of the decade. American Apparel could easily be a multi-billion-dollar company.
And what would it take to achieve that?
Well, we need better operations. Right now, all of our analysis and all of our staff have been going through and doing the due diligence, and basically we've been following this deal for a number of years anyway.
Okay.
We believe it's an operational issue. When Dov was ousted, they had a turnaround plan. They presented a turnaround plan, and it has not even come out somewhat like what they said it would come out like. So without a doubt, we think that the issue at hand is removing Dov from leadership.
Now, I know you represent a group of investors, but you yourself, I believe, you've done mostly deals in the healthcare industry, right? So retail is kind of a new space for you. I mean, why would you be interested in this?
Well, healthcare is definitely a core business of ours, but we remain agnostic for opportunities. About 40% of my business is searching for these deep value opportunities. So there's a number of industries we're not interested in. Retail is not one of them, though. Okay.
And did you approach Dov, or did Dov approach you? I mean, how did this come about?
I approached Dov.
Okay, so you approached him, and why do you think Dov is the right person to come back, given his controversial past?
The controversy that surrounded Dov was contrived in many ways.
How?
Dov starting out, colorful character, really, really energetic and charismatic. He just had a lot of exposure, and we don't feel that the operations were handled. The operations behind him, he didn't have proper support in his previous venture, or with his previous managers.
Right. I mean, and I don't think anybody would doubt that this is a person who single-handedly built up a huge business. But the controversies, right, got in the way, and as the company has noted before, American Apparel itself, that they had to let him go because of his behavior and some of them and the violations of the sexual harassment policy that they accuse him of. So does that not bother you? Do you think that that's all made up? I'm not going to say it's all made up, but it is contrived. The bondholders have colluded with the law firm who ran the internal investigation on Dov. So we see criminal activity at play. Dov was ousted because of fraudulent activity. So criminal activity on the part of American Apparel, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So is this something you plan on addressing as you go to the judge with your plan?
I can't comment on that at this point.
Okay. I mean, and the reason why I'm asking you this, Chad, is because I think when people see the news and they've seen the reporting from Matt Townsend here at Bloomberg, is there is a question of like, what are you guys thinking? Like, what are you thinking?
Sure.
Backing a guy like Dov Charney.
Well, the thing is, I've been in private business and mid-market business for my whole career, and there's no shortage of colorful CEOs out there. When the times are good, when revenue and profits are coming in, everyone's fine with the activity. When they hit bumps in the road, they become targets, and that's what happened with Dov Charney.
Okay, so if you were to bring him, I mean, I know, but some people say, well, when things are bad, that's when it exposes misconduct, and you have to get rid of those people. So if you were to bring Dov Charney back, how, in what capacity exactly, and do you feel that you would need to put some limitations or some sort of I guess, I don't want to say, regulations, because that's not what I'm talking about, but something where you would, want to watch out for any possibility of, further misconduct?
Well, I will say Dov is now 46 years old. He built this company. He put it together himself. He bootstrapped it. He was a very young man when he put it together. Dov himself wants to be co-CEO. He wants to be out, the face of the brand, doing the design, being the magic behind the brand, the merchant, if you will,
right.
And have a co-CEO next to him, concentrating on the hardcore operations and extending the brand at a global level.
So who would be the other CEO working with him?
I can't name that right now, but we have a short list of individuals. Our private equity group, Press Play Group, which is part of a larger group that we own, Press Play Global, which concentrates on Pacific and Asian market, has been making a lot of meaningful investments in that space, and we have a tremendous network of individuals who are interested in coming on as board of directors, as operations, as co-CEO, as CFO, all of that.
Okay, and how much are you willing to bid for this company?
No comment at this point.
Okay, and a final note, the bondholders, the creditors are really the ones who own this company, right? How are you going to convince them? And if you can't convince them, what are you going to do with the judge? This is going to come down to a showdown, we believe. So we're here with Dov. We support Dov 100%, and that's really all I can say on that. We'll be there. We'll be here along for the ride.